Man, it has been way too long since I played this game. Working the kinks out of the sticks. Because I know they're gonna stick and not work. Hello, Jadens. That should hopefully be good enough. Whew. That confirms YouTube's working. I actually forgot to get around to checking. Twitch is working, I think. Yes, it is. Cool. Where's Islander? Oh, there was an update? Okay. No idea when that happened. It's probably old news to most of you. Possibly after the rotation. There's less than like 45 minutes left of the rotation, and it's Clan Blitz anyway. So I'm probably going to be doing some turf to get the hang of playing this again. I haven't even played a shooter in weeks, months maybe. Jeez. Okay, this stick's working fine, that one's working fine. Gyroscope is still working fine. I'd hope the gyro is still working. It's not had a single problem at all. Hello, kitty. Always have to check if there's new clothes. Now, I think just for the weapon I'm gonna be most comfortable with, I'm gonna grab my baby. Right, I should put the friend code back on the screen. It's that one. Yeah. I have to question, because I also have this one, which is for when I'm doing the regular Splatoon. Main power-up needed nerfed. So and you don't need to at me to say things like that. You could just say. Oh, jeez. Okay, that stick is not working great. Once again, if I had a working working controller, I'd probably be much better. Ow. Hello, Anissa. Alright. And I am not in the most comfortable sitting positions. I lowered my table in the hope that it would help reduce the chance of everything going glitchy. But I think I may need to raise it back up. Hello, Nautilus. Table raised. Now I can actually put my hands under it. And this is much more comfortable. Never realized how much I aim with my left hand until I brought that up to somebody. If the gyroscope is in a different position, it might might miss with me. Ow. Nice, Nautilus. Yeah, it's not the worst thing. There, Zylander. Balance changes are not bad things. And honestly, a lot of those, I mean, the main power-up nerfing, yeah, that was needed. Like, that ability has been broken since they introduced it. Like, though it wasn't broken on every weapon, I imagine it probably got nerfed across the board. Because Nintendo is very much a fan of doing things decently fairly, but that creates a lot of unfairness. Ow. Yeah, generally the patches are good. Don't worry, I feel like I'm doing absolutely awful as well, so don't worry about being bad at Splatoon. Because I am very rusty at this. I mean, the Undercover's shield was kinda weak before, so, you know. Jeez, this room did not change up at all. Just gonna keep working the sticks while this waits. These Joy-Cons have not really been used for quite a while. Since the last time I played Splatoon would have been the last time that they'd been used. Hello, Rand. Yeah, it seems like everyone's rusty. And my day's okay. It could have been better, but that's how a lot of days work. It's my best day in a while, so there is that. Ow. Yep, I remember that. Because you'd mentioned you were basically getting bored of it, and I can understand that. I mean, given at that point I was streaming it just about every night, and almost everyone here was playing it every single day for 2 hours or more. Yep, see, this is what I was trying to prevent. Because now I can't see anything while I fiddle to get this stupid HDMI plugged back in. Really wish Nintendo would have put the HDMI port somewhere easily accessible. Like, jeez, why have it if you're going to have it way in the back, under a freaking door? I feel like I should knock first, just in case there's any bugs in there, you know, not in not in a decent state. Ow. I mean, if I knew when you guys were playing off stream time more, I'd play with you guys more. But I never really know. Most of the time when you guys are playing, though, I'm usually asleep. I am a very sleepy person. I sleep a lot. Ow. Nah, see, if it'll probably never get to the even more rust. Because, you know. I played a little too often for that. I also plan on hopefully playing it more than I have been. So hello, Tran. Finally get around to saying that. Currently there's about a foot of snow on the ground, and there is a big snowstorm coming. So, there will be quite a bit. Yeah, after the map rotation, I'm thinking of doing some leagues, so in about half an hour, basically, I'll set up a quad lobby and see if we can fill it. Let's see if I can actually get back to my about 1,000 turf points this match. My average turf points is dropping. Oh, it's a bit low. Oh boy, my camera's turning on its own. That's always fun. Oh, excuse me. I'm not a big fan of disaster movies myself. They just always seem overly cheesy. And I wouldn't mind them so much if they'd be a little more realistic. Like, just using an easy example, of I remember one where literally, like, the earth was cracking in sections and big, great parts of it were falling into the earth. That, geologically, I don't think could happen. I might be wrong on that, but I don't think that is something that is geologically possible. Ow. I mean, you are free to like clam Anissa, but I don't, at least. The only thing at the moment I'm worried about with this stream is if the storm starts before the stream is done, which it's supposed to, there's a chance power may go out. Hell, there's a chance power might go out now. The road is still covered in slush and ice, and it's Canada. The road is going to be slush and ice until probably May. I have not yet. I still want to get to it, but I have not heard the music yet, Rand. I will get to it. I'm just really bad at getting to things. I don't know. I mean, how am I doing as decent as I am doing after how long it's been? I need to at some point get like just a plain sheet of white paper to put around this light. Make it a little more pleasant on my eyes, and it should still add light. Because, I mean, it is just an LED panel right in my face, basically. So, you know, that's a thing. Hey, I did that right for once. I mean, my Joy-Cons have been bad forever, so... They've been bad since the dawn of time. Ow. I thought those other dualies were gonna push with me. But instead they used me as bait and then charged forward. And yeah, I do apologize the stream was late starting. I was finishing up something in World of Warships, and, well, you can't just abandon matches in that. Not without suffering a penalty, anyway. Ow. I mean, theoretically they do, Anissa. I mean, they're here. I imagine if people didn't like being here, they wouldn't be here. Ow. I'm starting at my normal time. Kind of. I mean, I started 15 minutes late, so... I think it's just the area you live in probably doesn't have daylight savings time. Mono-type normal teams are nice. More so previous generation, because you had access to Mega Pidgeot. And Mega Pidgeot is a beast. Heatwave... Hurricane, Roost, and Defog. With Defog being that little slot you can change out for really whatever you want. I'd occasionally have a normal attack there. I think it was Hyper Voice. Might not have been. I forget what moves that thing had, and I don't have the team anymore, so... Because the team was saved on Showdown on my old desktop that's dead. I don't have any of those teams anymore. Tater tots are good. But yeah, my team for the previous gen normal monotype was Snorlax, Mega Pidgeot, Porygon 2, so it could have an Eviolite and be super freaking bulky. Stoutland, because best pupper. I forget the other two. Staraptor, because hard-hitting burb. What was the last one? Meloetta. Meloetta was the last slot. I have not Jaden's. I don't know if I should have, but I have not. Ow. I will type nothing. Okay. I mean, you could just send it in the music room on Discord. It's kind of what that room is for. I do have quite the backlog of music in there to get to. No, I got bumped into the water. Ow. I should also be more active on there. I just forget to be. Like, I'll usually have Discord open. I'll be using it, and I'll not actually do anything in the channel, and I feel bad. But I know I haven't done it much on the Discord, but I have this nasty habit when talking anywhere online to just kill the conversation. Like, I don't intend to, it just happens. Ow. Oh, excuse me. What's Braveri's base speed? Because I'm thinking it's fast enough you could probably get away with the band. I don't know, Nisa. Yeah, from what I can gather, the average speed of Sword and Shield Pokemon is about base 70, so you could probably get away with a Choice Band. Hit even harder. Though I also don't think Bravery really gets many things to actually gain use out of sheer force. I remember that being something that I had an issue with the thing, was just, it doesn't learn... If it learns any, it doesn't have any normal moves that gain benefit, or flying. Because there really are no flying moves that would gain benefit. Sheer Force is kind of one of those things that only really works on a fire or water type. No advertising, even for clans. Ow. Does it? I thought Crush Claw just had a higher crit chance. It doesn't affect moves like that. At least I'm pretty sure. Unless it has an extra effect I didn't know about. Yeah, we're the Superior Clan that's never done anything. Ow. After this match, I'll get to that friend request. I might be thinking of a completely different move, but I'm pretty sure it has crit chance. If it's the move I'm thinking of, it's base 70 power, higher crit chance. Ow. Which that in itself, you'd still hit harder using double edge. Like, that's kind of the problem. Like, fire types have Flare Blitz, which is double edge but has an added effect, which is why Darmanitan is such a beast. Like, regular Darmanitan. Is because, well, it gets a sheer force boost on something as powerful as Flare Blitz. True, but what I mean, Jaden's, is stuff like, you know, actually take part in tournaments. Just a reminder, after this match, I'm going to be grabbing that friend request. Ow. Oh, okay. I'm thinking of a completely different move then. So it would count, but double edge would still probably hit harder. Ow. I'm being wrecked. All this Pokemon talk is distracting me. Okay, I'm gonna grab that friend request. Hopefully I have room for it. I've apparently received 2. When did this other one even come in? Yesterday. Well, okay then. I'll accept it anyway. It's probably someone who discovered a stream. Disconnected. Yeah, that can happen. Rand. I remember back on with Pokemon not Coliseum. Stadium. Pokemon Stadium on the N64. The one-hit KO chance was very off. And you could basically just take like a Nidoking and just wreck things because you've got like a 1/2 chance of it hitting instead of the 1 in 16 it's supposed to have. See how I do with the mini Splatling. Yeah, I couldn't remember the actual name of the move. It's been that long since I used it. The last time I used a horn drilling Nidoking was on the N64. So, it's been a while. Mostly because, well, I got into competitive just short, like, with, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. And one-hit KO moves are banned in competitive play, so... Not sure about Nintendo, like VGC stuff, but I know in Smogon they're banned. And I think they always have been. Ow. Sword and Shield Rayquaza isn't a thing, but the previous generation regular Rayquaza was, Mega Rayquaza was not. At least Smogon. Nintendo related, I think, for a short while Mega Rayquaza was allowed, and then Nintendo saw it on every single team, and decided, yeah, no, we probably shouldn't allow that. These dualies are lagging up a storm. Ow. Yes, I will be buying it. I'm just still confused at how to buy it. Because I thought it would be a thing you just buy and it works for both, but apparently not. So, I don't... Is it going to be $60 to get it for both? Because I... No, it's 30 for apparently... I don't know how it works. Does it really need to be bought for both versions? Because, yeah, remember, I have both versions of the games, so... Ow. I'm honestly just hoping Mega Evolution comes back. Like, that was such a beloved mechanic. I mean, yes, people complained about things like Mega Kangaskhan. But, like, why remove them after 3 games? Why remove all the Pokemon they did after, you know... buttload of games, but you know. It's obvious why they did it, if, you know, time constraints. Gigantamax isn't the same as Mega Evolution. Gigantamax is weaker. It is undoubtedly weaker. I mean, honestly, once more of the Pokemon come back, I imagine even Smogon is going to allow Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing back, because it's not going to be as powerful anymore if Mega Evolution comes too. Because Megas are just flat out better. I'll take a Mega Beedrill over anything Gigantamax or Dynamaxed. Yeah, they get health, and that's about it. They still have to use their base attack stats with just slightly harder hitting moves. They can still quite reliably get KO'd in one hit. Especially in singles. Well, I say in singles, in doubles definitely. Because you just have both of your Mons hit the Gigantamax or Dynamax and it's dead. Ow. I mean, Gigantamax would be better, and Dynamax as well, if it buffed other stats other than health. Like, imagine if... Ow. On, say, the, you know, the giant cake, Alcream. Imagine if when it Gigantamaxed, it gained an extra 30 points to its special defense, and an extra 20 points to its special attack. Along with the HP buff. That would be good. That would be worth the it only lasting 3 turns clause. Alright, Jadens. Have a good night. I mean, I will admit, Dynamaxing can save you if you know you would have died to that attack, but if you Dynamax, you'll live it and possibly be able to, you know, one-hit KO back. But that is such a rare situation. God damn it. This is not going great. Hopefully it'll work well for... If it does that again, I'm just gonna end the stream off. That is just frustrating. Because usually it would only do that once every about hour. It's done that twice in 40 minutes. And I don't even know why it's doing that. Like, I could understand it if... Like... I don't know what the issue is. Fixing it involves unplugging the HDMI and plugging it back in. Literally, that's all I do, and it just works again. But it doesn't happen when I'm doing things from the desktop, which has me thinking it's an issue with the dock. Maybe. I'm gonna need to try other things with... I don't know. It's just frustrating that happens. Because, like, I've never had that happen streaming from the desktop, and I stream from the desktop the exact same way I'm streaming now, just minus the Wii U. Not Wii U, the Switch. Blech. Yeah, minus the Wii U. If I had somehow jury-rigged this through the Wii U, that'd be great, because then I could use the gamepad and I'd have a working controller. I wonder if that is possible somehow to jury-rig it through a Wii U. I know you can't get the Wii U gamepad working on the Switch, which is sad. Ow. Like, I'm gonna need to set it up. And, like, the thing is, as you might notice, that distortion isn't happening on my TV. It's only happening through the connection to the Elgato. Which is why, for a while, I was unplugging and plugging that connection in, too. Just to make that extra sure. But I figured out it's just the connection to the Switch. So I really do not know. And there goes the right Joy-Con. Blech. Everything's just going wrong. Watch next the power go out. That would be the ultimate. The world just really does not want this stream to happen. Ow. I use Joy-Cons because the Pro controller we have does not have a gyroscope in it because it's an official third-party controller, meaning it doesn't have a gyroscope because Nintendo doesn't like giving their gyroscopes out. For good reason. They're good gyroscope. They wouldn't want to give those out and have Sony get a hold of them or something. Then Sony might actually have good gyroscopes. See, we don't have the money to buy a Pro controller, so... Okay, I think I'm just gonna stick with Turf, because I'm just a little frustrated right now, and just... Nyeh. I'd rather not deal with whatever this is, Rainmaker. Yeah, I'd rather not deal with it. I'll just stick with Turf. I will change weapons. Yeah, I think what everyone is just calling Drift, I would more just call Worn Out. I mean, it's a modern controller. They wear out. Even old controllers wear out. Yeah, I'll just go to the heavy. I will grab that friend request. Hopefully I still have room. That is always a thought of, do I still have room to accept friend requests? It would all depend on the amount of use and how much accidental abuse you're putting on the left stick. Like, for instance, if you're, say, shiny hunting in Pokemon, and you're sitting there doing this constantly, that is not healthy for the stick. Like, it's just not. the more you do it, the more worn out your stick is going to be. That's partially how these Joy-Cons got to the point they're at. To be fair, neither do these, so... The Pro Controller we have is like a face swap something. It's kind of garbage. Doesn't even have rumble. The thing is so cheap. Hello, Joseph. Kinda figured, based on your name as Joseph, and the friend request I accepted said Joseph. McNugget. Good. If they're attempting to be a food terrorist, they are failing. I actually have to wonder, is that a concept that people know of? Food terrorists. I think there's a party here. I might switch lobbies after this. There's a disconnect. Wow, if they had pushed that. Ow. Basically, to explain, for those of you who don't know what a food terrorist is, you know that person that just shares pictures of really good-looking food. And, like, that's all they do. And, like, they might purposefully share them with you, even more so when they figure you're hungry. That is a food terrorist. They're showing you delicious-looking food in the attempt to make you hungry. There's not enough people for a private battle, and I'd rather not League at the moment. The stream's been having issues, and I'm just a little frustrated with them, so I'd rather not do League battles. I had initially planned on it, but then the stream decided to start having issues. Yeah, it's basically a Japanese term. The food terrorist. Well, I say term. It's Japanese slang. Ow. But yeah, I tend to not do private battles unless we can get at least a 3v3 going. Because I don't like small private battles. They just feel boring when you compare them to just playing Turf War. Like, why would you want a, you know, like, say, 1v1 with a spectator or 2v2 when you could have a 4v4 and, you know, it just works better. Hello, OctoJ. It is a fun thing to call people when they start doing that. Like, you just start sharing delicious-looking food. It's like, stop being a food terrorist! I imagine it's a term that wouldn't catch on too well in the US, though. That terrorist word is a bit of a taboo word. So, you know. And then there's places like Canada where, you know, I've actually heard people calling people food terrorists in public. I do not. I have standard Mario Kart 8. I never much saw a reason to get Deluxe. Like, I kinda want it for streaming it, but at the same time, I have the standard version on the Wii U. And I could just do that. And I don't have any of the DLCs for it, because none of them felt worth it. But, you know, at least I don't think we have any of the DLCs. I personally never bought any of them anyway. I just heard a... Okay, it's a friendly beacon. I was like, I just heard a beacon. Ow. Killed by a churro. Yeah, that's partially why I want Deluxe, is I know more people have Deluxe than the standard version. But at the same time, it's still like a $50 to $70 game for me. And I just don't have that kind of money to throw around. If I could find it like cheap for like $10, $15. Yeah, I'm not reading your name, but thank you for following. I will advise you, though, that is not a very healthy thing to do. It may be a sterile substance, but it's still not very healthy. It's too salty. Ow. Thing is, around where I live, I can't find it cheap easily. Like, the cheapest I ever saw was a broken copy for $20. Like, they were advertising it as a copy that does not work for $20. I mean, Mario Kart is always fun. Even the crappy mobile game is still fun. Because it's Mario Kart. Nintendo is good at making racing games. Cheese. Oh god, that reminds me of a video Robotics showed me at some point. Of a bunch of, Wallaces running around in VR chat looking for cheddar. And cheese. Do you know where the cheese is, Gromit? I can't do a voice. Mario Kart Wii was fun, and then the hackers came along. And then it became less fun. Like, it was really fun in the beginning to play online in that. And then just hackers every game. And then it's like, why am I even bothering? Same as like their challenge courses, like there was no point in trying, because the moment you started, there'd already be someone who has managed a 0.00 time. Like, there's no point even trying at that point. Yeah, we played it quite a bit locally as well. But, like, I myself, like, the only time I ever played it with friends, because around that time I didn't really have any, was, like, I would play basically one-on-one with my friend Connor. I did that a couple times. Other than that, I would just play with my siblings, and it basically got to the point where me and my oldest brother were basically equals, and then I started to surpass him, and then he suddenly didn't want to play as much anymore. But that's how a lot of my older siblings work. Well, that sniper is lagging. Like, the moment you start getting better than them is the moment they don't want to play with you anymore. It's occurring to me that it might be me lagging as well. There is a storm in the air. It might be me lagging, but the stream seems to still be working fine, so I doubt that one. I mean, like, I don't think my oldest brother would ever admit it, but I have two older brothers. One who lives here and one who doesn't. The one who, you know, lives here would never admit to it. But the one who doesn't would definitely admit he will not play StarCraft with me anymore because I am too good. I spent too long getting good at the game. And the last time he and I played, it was literally, we did 3v3. It was him, me, and a normal AI against 3 brutal AIs in StarCraft 2. I had destroyed 2 of the brutal AIs before he had even realized what was going on. And that's kind of a problem I have with a lot of RTSs. The AIs are way too easy to beat. Like, even thinking to things like, oh god, what's it called? Where's Steam? Steam will help me here. Assuming Steam will let me scroll. I hate Steam's new UI, it's so laggy. Supreme Commander. Forged Alliance in 2. 2 honestly has the better AIs. They're better at countering you. But neither of them are great. Like, when I was younger, Bowser was like my main. And then as I grew up, I switched to Yoshi. In Wii, I played Yoshi. In the Wii U one, I actually play Shy Guy a lot. Or Yoshi. I bounce back and forth. I basically went from heaviest of the heavyweights to lightest of the middleweights. Hello again, Anissa. Ow. Then again, when I first started with Mario Kart, I legitimately started with the SNES one, from what I remember. That is a hard Mario Kart game, because, I mean, it's Mario Kart, but without the physics. Competitively, in, like, UU, Diggersby sees a lot of use. Because it is a powerful behemoth. Diggersby punches you with its ear fists until you stop. Stop what, you might be asking? Stop everything. Diggersby is a Pokemon. It's a giant bunny with dinky little arms, but its ears are fists. And it will punch you. A lot. Like, let's see if I can do this. I should probably hit, yeah. That's a Diggersby. He's a gruff bunny. Pure power. That's how. Hello, Xavier. Well, huge power, I should say. Look at its hidden ability. It technically has 112 base attack. It's one of the few early game Pokemon that is actually dangerous. Ow. I'm gonna need more to go off than that to tell you. Nautilus. I don't know what you're referring to. Possibly Basculin? Basculin was a neat PU threat. Ow. No, I really wasn't. I mean, I might do a semi-unofficial one, but I don't care to have things. I mean, I'm not gonna play a hacked version anyway, so... I mean, I've been thinking of playing around with that, with an idea of, like, basically a Discord Splatfest, but... It's so far just been playing with the idea, so... It still just seems a little redundant, if you know what I mean. Like, there's not much point to having that, so... I'm okay. I've been better, but I'm okay. Extremely rusty at this game. Jeez. Fair enough, Octo J. I mean, that's what you get for hacking. You shouldn't have hacked. Most hacks in the actual game here get stamped out pretty quickly. Or at least people using them. So I wouldn't actually use any of them there, Nautilus. It's not healthy for your account. I'm pretty sure they even hit private battles. Could be wrong on that. Xavier would undoubtedly correct me. Ow. Still not something that should be encouraged. Even with a bypass, I wouldn't encourage hacking and cheating. But that's just me. Ow. I'd go plus attack, but I'm a little hyper-aggressive, so... I either go hyper-aggressive or super bulky, and, I mean... The average speed, like I said, seems to be about 70, so... You should outspeed most things. It's always good to keep, like, Pokemon database handy, just to make sure you outspeed something before you commit, but... From what I remember, Adamant Choice Band was a common set for the previous generation. I completely missed. Ow. Basically, what you do is, before you commit to attacking, where you know move turns have times, is basically just pop open Pokemon database and look at the base speed. It's never a for sure, because if, you know, say it's 70 to 78. You know, you're the 78, they're the 70. If they're speed-natured, they're going to outspeed you. But they might not be speed-natured, so that would be a risk to take, though choice-scarved as well. But that would also, in doing that, you're still gathering information, because you should outspeed, but you didn't. So... That tends to be how it normally goes. If you open up, you know, database to see that you're, say, 2 points slower, you're probably going to be outsped because you're not natured. Because you're definitely going to want the EVs in attack and speed. Just natured for attack would be what I would go for. Though speed would also very much work. That is what he said above, Nautilus. Is that they get flagged everywhere except Salmon Run. Ow. Take that, Agent 8! They're clearly not ready for their inner Agent 3 battle. Ow. I mean, that's my kind of opinion on hacking the game, is like, I like the game as it is. I don't need extra stuff. I mean, like, would it be nice to have more Splatfests? Yeah, but official ones. I mean... Ow. It might work. I've never used a Drampa myself, nor have I seen many of them, so... I can't help you much there. Just keep in mind, like, having 2 flying types on a normal mono team doesn't matter so much. So, you know. Like, I was legit on my team running 2 normal flying types. So... And it worked out just fine. I could even beat electric monotype teams because, well, I had answers to them. I had a Snorlax with Earthquake. Like, you know. I will be getting it. Thing is, I never had much, like, I never had much interest in running, Drampox. It's just so slow. Like, it's a good hard hitter, but it doesn't have the bulk to matter. Like, I saw one once that was, assault vested, and that one worked decently well. But that was about it. Though I will note my throat is getting really sore, so I might end the stream off after this battle. Dracovish is good. I mean, that could just be... Just looking at its type, you could gather that. There's a reason Nintendo doesn't do many water dragon types. That is an incredibly good type combination. Yeah, the stream looks really laggy on my end, too. So yeah, I'll probably just end it after this. My throat is rather sore. Like, everything seems a lower frame rate. If that makes any sense. I don't know if you guys are witnessing that, but yeah. I don't even know if that's normal, and I've just only noticed now. I mean, I've not really looked at any of the fossils other than Dracovish, because I've used a Dracovish. It was the Pokemon that Robotic decided to give me for my journey, and it ended up carrying me through most of the game. Ow. Though I believe that's the ice electric one, right? I don't have time to actually look. But if it is, that's probably why. It's ice type. Like, water ice works decently well. But electric just adds a weakness. And ice is already full of weaknesses. I suppose it adds a resistance to flying. But no one was probably going to use a flying move at an ice type anyway. So, you know. I mean, it could be neat for an ice weather team. But a lot of people, myself included, don't much care for gimmicky weather teams. Like, I couldn't tell you. It just is. Which is kind of a problem. Like, the thing is weak to fire, fighting, ground, rock. Those are all such common offensive types. Like, it's just not good. And its speed doesn't help it much. With Slush Rush, it would be really good, because then it would have basically base 110 speed. It'd be really fast, but without it. I've seen a fair few people using Arctovish, probably for much of the same thing. It being weak to electric, grass, fighting, and rock. Grass and electric aren't quite as common as offensive move types, so you save yourself from, you know, two common types. Grass is weak to poison, because you poison the grass, it dies. That one makes sense. But yeah, I'm going to need to end the stream here. My throat is really sore. So, with that, thank you all very much for coming out and watching. I will hopefully have a stream tomorrow, assuming my brain does not decide to be a complete jerk again. With that said, there's a Discord, should you wish to join it. It's linked in the description down below. It's a nice little place. You can just join it. If you're on Twitch, it's in the info, wherever that is. For mobile users, I can't tell you, but on desktop, you just scroll down. Yeah, out of the way, thank you all very much for watching, and hopefully I shall see you tomorrow for more streaming. See you all then!